Welcome to the channel. We're your hosts. My name is Quentin Horton,
And I'm Aaron Curry.
and this is
It's
Secrets
Secrets
to
to
Sexy.
Sexy. Welcome back to Secrets to Sexy. Today we're going to talk about status versus substance. We're going to dive into the income expectations that people have within dating and relationships. And talk about, can a man be a good leader and a good partner if he makes less than his woman? And talk about, are people actually prioritizing income and aesthetics over character and alignment? Yeah, we're going to talk about it all today. So let's get into it. So Q, he knows what he was doing.
Yeah.
So I came across this clip. Actually, Q sent me this clip of a lady named Sarah from the It's Giving podcast. And shout out to the podcast. They're killing it.
Yeah.
I actually agree with 85 to 90% of the things she says.
Yeah.
But this particular clip, this one, it hit my soul, it hit my core. And not just like on a personal level, but like for good, like what she said to me kinda is a jab, a dagger to like good quality men.
Right.
Just because they don't make a certain amount of money. So before I get into my feelings and your feelings and all that, I think we should just cue the clip.
Okay,
You know? Give people what they, let them see it for themselves.
for sure.
All right.
Hit the clip. Let's go.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me
You
tell
got
you
it.
why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's
I don't
where the
believe that.
insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you
Exactly.
need a man to give you more?
Can you see the steam coming from my hat? Yeah, like can you see it? I don't even know if I should start. I should probably let you start,
man.
but I have so much to say about it. I think that what she said, I can respect it. I can respect it. I understand that she's worked really, really hard. She's gotten to a certain level, and those are her standards.
Yeah.
And we all have our own individual standards. Like, in the show we talk about sexy. What is sexy to you? Everyone has a different definition of sexy. But to say you wouldn't date a man because he makes less than you is just crazy.
Yeah.
Because all the things he's saying is, I'm disciplined and I'm this and I do this and I work so hard. The $70,000 man, he might work harder than you.
Yeah, it's true.
He might be working harder than you. He might be more disciplined than you because he's trying to get to the next level.
Right.
So just because you got lucky, and respectfully, like everyone has a season in
Yeah,
their life.
that's right.
And some people get very lucky in that season because of that hard work, because of that discipline, because of the things they're doing. But everything has to kind of work out.
Yeah.
So what if that man that's making $70K, he just hasn't hit that season yet?
Yeah.
But when he does hit that season, he blows right past your ass. I don't want a woman that circles the block after I've gotten to my not my highest self, because I'm always gonna be ascending, but like I get to a point where it's like I'm here.
Clearly successful.
I'm clearly successful beyond. And now they have interest in me. I want someone that was rocking with me when I was building.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that means more than me meeting a woman when I have a few mil in the bank and it's like, what's up? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like that perspective because she kept saying, no, it's not about the money. It's not about, well, what else can it be about?
Right.
It's about status, money, and your ego.
Yeah.
You don't want to be seen with a man that is less than you. And he's not less than you because he makes less than you. Let's start there. So
That's real.
I'm-
Ooh, you
I'm-
dropped the bomb.
Hey, man, I'm just
Okay.
saying. And again, respectfully, like everything she said, I get what she's saying, logically from where she's gotten to as a woman in society. She's killing it, but like, don't shit on the little man because he hasn't ascended just yet. So, you know, I know a lot of hardworking men that eventually their stuff's gonna pop up, like our boy, the influencer.
Right.
He's kept his head down for years and he wasn't making bread. Now he's on trips.
Yep.
He's at every high-end hotel. He's flying private. He's getting invited here. He has the Porsche and the nice car. He's killing it.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, he would have been the $70,000 man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's kind of like, it's a prime example. He's like, he doesn't even want to date really because he knows like the chicks that are coming after him are coming after him because of the status he's achieved.
Right.
Where were y'all before? I was the same person before.
Yeah.
Same morals, same character, same work ethic, same everything. Just has a nicer car now, nicer house, more money,
Right.
and travel more. You know? So I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's cool.
I said it.
So what do you think, man? Am I off base? Like I just, you know?
This has been a hot topic,
Yeah.
and I always try to, and we talked about this when we created the show, that we wanted to create some level of objectivity,
Right.
especially from the feminine perspective, because people are going to naturally say we're masculine biased.
Of course.
So the other side of things I would say is like, generally speaking, women are built upon safety. So I think what she was referring to is if I have to take on a man that's making less money than me, less resources, then in some form or fashion, I'm gonna have to pick him up or I'm gonna have to slow down my lifestyle, which makes me feel unsafe.
Fair.
And it also makes me feel like you must not be as disciplined as me, because if you were, then you would have more money than me, which is false.
It's false for sure.
Which is false.
That's false.
Discipline doesn't necessarily equate to making more money than some, not in my opinion,
Yeah.
because there are people that are, to your point, more disciplined than someone making $500,000. But the problem they have is they're not in the right industry,
Absolutely.
or maybe they're turned in the wrong
Absolutely.
direction. But the discipline is there. They just haven't met the right person yet to take them where they really need to be. And that right person could have been Sarah. Right?
And think about like the starving artists. Think about how many amazing singers and rappers we see online every single day that just putting in the work. Hundreds of songs done, thousands of songs done even, and sound better than 95% of the artists out there. Are they not doing the work just because they're not on?
Right.
They don't have a deal. They're not making millions of dollars. They're not popping off yet. They're doing the work.
Yeah.
But they might be more talented than that talented person that you see that's a millionaire that popped off.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people that get the status and get where they become more lazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just don't align with that thinking at all.
I think that it's a cover up. Like when she says, "Oh, you can't be more disciplined than me," because
that's crazy,
I think she values the status more than she thinks she does on a subconscious level. Because there are more disciplined people, obviously, than her.
Of course.
In the sense of like, there's like us. We've woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, worked 2 different jobs and done something. But if it doesn't equate to that bottom line, which is that dollar amount. Then in her mind, it's like you couldn't possibly be disciplined, which is classism / you know, viewing status.
It's always the rich people talking about, oh, money doesn't solve everything. Money is like, because you already have it.
Right.
So your perspective is skewed because you've already attained what you want.
Right.
Like for me, like to say a man that hasn't made a certain amount of money isn't just, that's crazy because like I walked onto the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
Played football 1 year in high school, but it was something I wanted. And when I locked in, I locked the F in. I trained. I was up at 4 a.m. every day, training 3 or 4 times a day, running routes, doing everything I needed to do to make that damn team. And I did it, and I was disciplined, but I didn't make it to the league. So because I didn't make it to the NFL, am I not as disciplined as the guys that have the $1 million contracts? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That just wasn't what was meant for me in that season of life, and I thought it was. But I was probably, and I'd argue, more disciplined than everybody else. Yeah. Because I had to go against 175 kids across the nation that was their dream to play at Ohio State. 3 of us made the team, 2 of them got cut, and they kept me. And then I was on scholarship. So Am I not as disciplined because I didn't make the league?
Right.
Like that, there's so many examples we can give where it's like discipline does not equate to success.
Yeah.
Money doesn't equate to success. You look at all these influencers and YouTubers and people, like they got in at the right time.
Yeah.
They found their niche, and they got lucky.
Yeah.
Luck is a big part of that.
Well, God's blessing. We call it
With
luck,
God's
but we
blessing.
know God controls the season. I think that's a major part that she was missing in the sense of like,
That's what I was about to say.
you're not necessarily as successful as you are because of just your discipline. To me, my belief system is you meet God halfway. She met God halfway. She put the work in.
Yep.
And God decided that he was going to bless her.
Yeah.
Because it was her season, right? And then there are people that are just as disciplined or more disciplined, and they have not yet shaken their hand with God to say, here's the blessing, let me open the doors. It doesn't mean they're not going to get it. They're going to get it because they have all the character traits. So I think the type of man he was describing is already going to have a season.
100%.
It's already going to happen. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to be the woman to step in his life to help him reach the season. And I think for her cognitive dissonance is she's equated money to discipline. And she doesn't want to, when she said, I need a man to lead the household, what she's saying is if you don't make more money than me, you couldn't possibly lead the household.
Right.
And that's just not true.
That's not true.
And stuff. So I think she believes like there's no way you can lead a household, there's no way you can make good decisions because I make $250,000 or $500,000 and you don't. So clearly you're not able to make sound decisions because you should be making $500,000.
Because status is more important to her.
Yeah.
The status of where he is financially, if he's not above her or at least matching her, she's not going to be able to respect that man. And that's why she's like, nah, I can't date a man that's making less than me. Because she won't respect him.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but
It's a common issue in Western society.
it's a common issue, but here's the thing, is like that man, his success is contingent upon when God says it's his time.
Right.
He could be the most hardworking man, and until God says it's your time, it's just not his time.
It's just not his time yet.
So if you don't have, if you're too impatient to wait for a good man to ascend, then that's just your choice.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the other side. Let's talk about the men that you will be dating that are on your level or beyond. How's that working out for you? And this isn't just to Sarah. This is just to any woman that says, I won't date a man that makes less than me or that doesn't make 6 figures or doesn't make 7 figures. How is it working out for you dating the men that make that kind of money?
Right.
Because I know even where I'm at, like financially, there's not many women that can bring much to the table for me.
Right.
There just isn't. So as I continue to ascend,
Right.
I'm gonna have less room for like nonsense, less room for I want this or this needs to be my way or I don't care about your expectations because I don't need to meet them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now you want this hyper successful man, but in my mind, as a hyper successful man, what are you going to bring to my table?
Yeah.
Not I am the
You
table.
set the table where here we go.
I am
about
the
to
table.
call the rookies. He said table.
Yeah,
They don't
man.
like tables.
They don't. And it's what are you? Because flip it.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying. What are you able to bring to the table that I can't already provide for myself?
Right.
I'm already here. I already have this and this, and I don't want to. So okay, now flip it. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
A man's gonna feel the same way. What the hell can you bring to my life that I can't get with no stress attached?
Right.
That I can't just stay single and get.
Yeah.
We have to get beyond the status and the glam and the glitz and look at me and I can travel and I can go here. It's like, that's not what matters in a real relationship with substance and love and God at first. It's like we talked about the other day, like he can't be a good provider if he doesn't make X, Y, and Z. Well, in the Bible, as you said, tell him what provisions is.
Well,
that's not even what provisions and providing meant in God's eye.
And that's where the society's going wrong. I mean, so just in general, like there was a post of someone saying like a man's supposed to provide, and if you can't bring a certain income and provide a certain lifestyle, don't even date, right? My answer to that was, what was God's definition of provision in the first place? Because a lot of people think provision is vacations, Louis bags, all kind of fun events that is extravagant and excessive, when really provision was simply food, shelter, spiritual guidance, and leadership. It was not the Louis bags. It was not the traveling on private jets. These are accessories and luxuries that are not required by God. Now, there might be women and men that have those standards because of the lifestyle they want to live, but technically a husband is doing his job by providing food, shelter, spiritual guidance, and just counsel, right? That is God's definition of provision.
Not yours.
Yeah,
not
mine.
mine.
I was like, yo, so I took my perspective out of it,
Yeah.
and I rely on God's truth because those are the real rules. Now, we've shifted it, we've moved the goalposts to superficial and luxury items that makes a man a real man, and that's where the problem lies, because women are becoming extremely powerful, and they're actually projected to out-earn men within about 5-6 years.
That's crazy.
So now you got all these women that's
Yeah.
making, for example, $500,000, $250,000, and they only respect men that can out-earn them.
Yep.
And I think one major issue that we're both trying to touch on is that a lot of times people focus on what they want from a relationship. So they say, I want the man that's 6 feet tall, that makes, $200,000 a year, or else he's not disciplined. But what they don't understand is that same man that you want, you have to make sure he wants you. And the problem is, and the reason why, and I love Sarah too.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing.
Yeah, she's dope.
But I think sometimes when you're chased by many men and you have a lot of success, you may accidentally think you're more valuable than you really are. Because when you go to that man that makes $250,000 or $500,000 with the athletic body, 6 feet tall, handsome, charismatic, all of the beyond, checks off all the boxes, you're not that valuable to him.
Stop describing me, bro.
You can't. You pull up waist.
Actually, 6'3", 205. No big deal. I'm
Just
playing.
saying. No big deal. You're not as valuable to those men as you think you are, because really the only thing you can offer is looks and cooperation,
And sex.
And sex, and they can get that on every street corner.
Yep.
So I think from a woman's standpoint, and this is just advice, this is not trying to have a debate or
Street corner is not like
yeah.
not like that type of street.
Right, not that type. Just the advice would be, if you want a long-lasting partnership, you have to ask yourself, what am I bringing to him that he can't find from the average woman, right? And part of what Sarah could have done to bring something that the average woman would not bring would be her financial resources and support to raise him out of that 75,000 bracket or whatever it was, 70,000, up into where you feel he should be. Because she said, I'll give him a job, I'll help him, but he can't be my man though.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that? If he's gonna eventually get where you get because you're gonna help him, why couldn't he be your man if he could? Because financial stuff is seasons.
Right.
That can change.
Ebbs and flows.
What's hard to change is
Character.
It's hard to change someone's character, especially when you 30 plus years in. It's almost like cement that's completely dry.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to change this. Now, financial stuff, if he's cooperative, if he's ambitious, if he's hardworking, if he's disciplined, he can get there. I feel like the last thing I'll say, and I'll hand it back to you, the man is the head, the woman's the neck. A man comes in, he's the head of the family, the woman is the neck, she steers him in the right direction. She could easily take a man that has good character, discipline, honest, integrity, loving, good looking, just, didn't quite make it there yet. He's in the wrong industry, maybe he's looking the wrong direction. She could be that man's neck, and she could point him in a direction that would take him all the way to the top. But she doesn't want to do it because it's inconvenient. She doesn't want to do it because she's too concerned with the image.
Yep.
She's like, oh no, I got friends that's doing this, and we can't do that with them. Like, if you can't keep up, then that's inconvenient. That makes me look bad. So, you got to make more money than me. That way we can uphold this image so that everybody views me in a certain way. And when you care more about the image than you care about the character, you're going to become a woman like that, which is like, I don't even respect men. There's no way I can respect you, because there's no way you can be a leader if you're not making more money than me.
Think about the NFL draft, the NBA draft, when that class of rookies come in. They're not. LeBron James was not. He was obviously fired, but he wasn't LeBron.
Right.
Steph Curry was definitely not Steph Curry. All of these amazing athletes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they were not who they are now.
Yeah.
But the ownership took a chance on them because they saw the potential, and now look at them, superstars.
Yeah.
Some of the best to ever do it. But you have to take a chance. You have to see the character, see the work ethic, see the intangibles, which are more important than where they already are, and take that chance.
Yeah.
That's how I look at men and women. Like, when I look at a woman, I don't care if she's an aspiring artist and doesn't have money. What intangibles do you have? What is your character? How do you make me feel? How do you treat me? How do you respect me? Those are things that matter more than her status.
Right.
How many followers she has on Instagram. Quite frankly, I want a woman to have less than 3,000 followers on Instagram. It's just what we want is warping our minds, and we should be more concerned with what we need. I think if Sarah and any woman that has that mentality would sit down and make a list of the things they need, they would see that the things they want are not as important as the things they need.
Yep.
Like not even remotely close.
And I'll say this too. I feel like everybody's always missing a piece.
Yeah.
And that piece is supposed to be what that husband or wife steps in and fulfills, right? It's not that you're not a whole person by yourself, but when you meet that husband or you meet that wife, they're supposed to put that last piece inside the puzzle. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is the one thing that you were missing, whether it's, emotional peace or healing or financial help or getting you to whatever your mission is and purpose is. That final piece, she steps in and she takes you there. She gets you where you need to be. And now you feel like the 10 out of 10 version of yourself. Mm-hmm. You turn into that king or that queen, and it comes into fruition.
Absolutely.
And I think that people want somebody that has all the pieces already.
Yeah.
And then they want to come in and enjoy the finalized puzzle piece. But the problem is if he already has everything, you can't put there's nothing you could put in there
exactly
to make you valuable. So he's like,
it's exactly what she said. She was like, I worked hard and I did this and I put the work in and I'm disciplined and I eat good and I do. A man can be doing all the same things. So when he does all of that and gets to where she is, why would he choose someone that's less than?
Right. Because, and I think
but men actually love for real love. Mm-hmm. That's why a man can date someone that doesn't have money or doesn't have a job or doesn't, like we genuinely, when we find someone with good character and that's a diamond in the rough, we're like, oh no, she has it.
Right.
I don't care about where she is right now. I know that I can help her get to where she wants to go.
Right.
And it should work both ways, but it doesn't in the society.
It doesn't.
A man has to be boom. And when you meet those men that are already here, the good ones that have character and have morals and have standards and value those intangibles, the things, Kate, confidence, authenticity, intelligence, presence, purpose. I want a woman that embodies those. Like, if you don't, then you're gonna continue to get passed up no matter how much money you do or don't make.
Yeah.
But that's how men value it, and the men that don't value that are gonna just be running through the women.
Yeah.
Because women that are beautiful, respectfully, are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Dime a dozen.
To a wealthy, powerful man, yeah.
Listen. I was out last night with the homie, and I mean, in a 10-minute span, I saw 20 women, and I was like, oh, I can marry her aesthetically.
Yeah.
Like, just beautiful, walking by, smiling, coming up, talking to me and my boys. And it was like, all these women are pretty. Mm-hmm. That's easy to find.
Right.
What else do you have to offer?
Right.
What else do you have to offer?
Yeah.
So a man that makes less, he has 25 other things he can offer you, but his status and his money is the one thing keeping you from.
Yeah.
That's just not ideal to find a genuine partnership with someone. Don't you want to build something?
Right.
It's not, oh, I'm already here. So then you got two people that are already here. What are you collaborating on at this point?
Right.
You guys both have, like the woman that responded to Sarah, she said, if you already have everything, what else do you need?
Right. Why do you need more?
Like you're supposed to, when you get to a level like that, you're supposed to want to give back. And I'm not saying find a man that's like making nothing and give him money and take care of him and no ambition. But like someone that has ambition, like a real man's not gonna want to even take money from you. He's going to want you to give him ideas that maybe things he hasn't thought about. Inspire him. Tell him that he can get to the next level. Because sometimes all it takes is someone believing in you. But what it sounds like is she doesn't want to have to believe in someone's journey.
Right.
But men do it all the time.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
And usually get burnt in the process.
Right.
So when a man gets to that level, like, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just do what I want.
Yeah. Now I do what I want. Yeah. Now I do what I want.
Right.
Now I'm gonna just do what I want.
And this is a little bit sidebar, but I think another thing I will explain about Sarah's dynamic. Sarah is an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. She's becoming a mogul. Like, she really is expanding and she's creating an empire. I think she's extremely powerful. Mm-hmm. I actually had a conversation with her about 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
This is before she took off. She was still successful in her own right. Yeah. She just didn't have the social media exposure. Highly intelligent, very kind, like one of the best interactions I've had with a stranger as far as beautiful women ever, right? But I think one thing that she may not realize is that when you're dealing with a woman like this, that's all over the world, like she bounces around.
Yeah.
Right? She lives a lifestyle where it's almost impossible for her to be present in a relationship. But then she wants a man that makes that $500,000, that has access to anybody he wants for the most part, virtually anybody, while she still goes on her conquest and bounces around the world. No wonder she probably struggles, because she really does want everything. And I think she doesn't understand that men that have this type of lifestyle is not going to value a woman that's on her own quest, doing her own thing, traveling across the world. It's like, do we really have a real relationship?
Remember the actress I was dating?
Yes, I do.
Remember that?
It didn't work out.
Didn't work out because I was like, I love how successful she is and bouncing around, whatever. But when you're gone for a month at a time or 2 weeks, how can we build anything?
Right.
Yes, I'm focusing on me and I'm doing my thing too, but it's like, you're not my girlfriend at that point. You're just a girl that I see here and there when you have time, when you're back in town and you want to meet up, and it's like, that's not a sustainable relationship. That's just, we're just dating.
Yeah.
And so it's like, to your point, she's always gone, how are you going to build something sustainable with somebody in the first place?
Right. Right.
Because a man, the type of man you want, he's going to be doing the same thing, so y'all never going to see each other.
Yeah. I think this psychologist named Ryan Terabin, I believe, Psychax, amazing page. If you guys want to learn about intersexual dynamics.
Oh, you send me his stuff. Yeah, he's good.
He's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
But he explained that, women, especially powerful women, view it like, who's the captain of the ship? Whose ship is bigger? So I think in her mind, she's like, okay, if I find a man whose ship is bigger, i.e. his lifestyle, his finances, his status, then I can start to fall in line with what it is he's doing, and maybe I'll cut back on the traveling and something like that, because I don't have to, because you have the money, then I can relinquish that. But the problem with that is most men that are already there, that have the bigger ship and whatnot, they tend to have a hard time wanting to be exclusive with someone who's only with them, really, because they're at the top of the mountain already.
Absolutely.
They know, most intelligent men know, you're with me for what I am.
Absolutely.
Not who I am.
Absolutely.
So I kind of want to continue to do my thing and put you in another box. And it's going to take a long time. The guards are up much harder, much higher, and for good reason. And you're going to have to pass all of these tests before I even think about truly taking you seriously. Versus if you step into a situation with a man with good character, and you step into his purpose, because that's a woman's job. That's what God created women for. They created women so that you could actually assist a man on his journey in his purpose. If she fell under that umbrella and actually helped him get to where he's going, she would hold so much more value than saying like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and let you continue to win as I go underneath whatever you're doing because you're making more money. So it's confusing to women, but I think they're missing the purpose of why they were created. And they're looking for convenience more than they're looking to help a man on his journey that is worth it. Trustworthy, honest, diligent, ambitious, just need that final puzzle piece to help them get to the next level.
And let me tell you, the worst part of all of this is Sarah can have those standards because, like you said, she is a mogul in her own right, and she has put her head down, she has done the work, she has built something that's freaking dope. But now, because women see that she has that mentality, there's women that are not even remotely close to her level that have adopted that mentality where if a man doesn't have boom, 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 I don't want him. It's like, but you don't have anything.
So, I feel like dating these days, like coming off of Sarah's statement about he has all the intangibles, but the missing piece is the salary aspect of it. I feel like it's almost like The Price is Right. Remember on The Price is Right, you spin the wheel, Bob Barker, you spin the wheel and you try to hit the 100. So you're spinning the wheels, all these different numbers. The goal is to hit $1. And you spin and you land on 90. 90 being the man with all the intangibles, leadership, communication, gratitude, faithfulness, all of the things you want in a man. But you don't land on 100, you land on 90. That 100 would have been if he made $250,000 a year, right?
Absolutely.
And then instead of stopping at 90, because on the game show you get to stop at 90 or you can spin again, but if you spin again and you go over 100, then you lose the game completely. Instead of stopping at 90, which would be an excellent number to stop at, there's a 90% chance you're going to win. You say, you know what? I got to get to 100. Let me spend it again because, again, Sarah wants everything, right?
Yeah.
So then you spend it again and you land on a 25. You go over the budget, you go over 100, you lose the entire game. That's what's happening to this age generation of women.
I agree.
I see a lot of women that have those same ambitions and requirements, and then when they realize they can't find it all within one man, they end up with the guy that is not even good as some of the previous people they've dealt with before. They passed up on a lot of good men until they finally realize, like, I just can't get it all within one man. He's always going to be lacking something, which is the piece you're supposed to put inside of him.
Correct.
But you don't want to do it because it's hard, it's inconvenient.
Yep.
That is the essence of why you're in a relationship. It's something you're bringing that he doesn't have. Then they realize that they can't get that complete man, and then they settle for someone beneath all the other options they like, and then they're ungrateful.
There you go.
They're not happy. They're not fulfilled because they realize, like, damn, I should have just got with old boy back in 2-3 years ago. He was the guy. Just saying.
Here's the problem. Women and men are confusing preference with entitlement.
Yeah.
That's the real root of the problem, I believe. Like, it's okay to want luxury. It's okay to want someone to match your ambition, but like, there's gotta be balance. Like, what else is there? Because you could have a man that is a good leader, a good provider, intelligent, emotionally available, talks to you right, does all of the right things, but he's not in the top 1%, so you're throwing something real away over a W-2?
Yeah.
That's not a standard. That's ego driven. That's like, no, I want a man that I can put on the gram that's flying me here and doing this. That's ego. Yeah. Because if you can do it yourself, which Sarah can, and there's women that can, why do you need a man that, for what? You can already do these things on your own. So speaking of standards, let's talk about the traditional man.
Okay.
All right. I love when you smile because you already know I'm about to come with something crazy. It's not even crazy. I just want to talk about that word, that phrase, because women use it a lot. I want a traditional man. It's like, okay, now you got one. You have one that, opens your car doors, opens the door anywhere you go, pulls out your chair, pulls out your seat, walks on the outside of the road, makes sure you're on the inside of the road, all the things, right? But that's traditional man values and qualities, not being in the top 1% like you're running a tech startup.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like you can't say you want a traditional man and then also ask for the things that don't coincide with what a traditional man really is. Yeah. Because they don't chase paychecks. They don't really chase anything. They're more about loyalty and building and partnership and taking care of you. And like you said, taking care of a woman is not trips and money and all these other superficial things. It's the intangibles. So it's funny because traditional man, when I was on Hinge, I had one of these girls, I'll never forget this story. I think I told you. We were talking back and forth, and this is like day 2.
Okay.
She was like, so what do you think of like the traditional man? And I was like, I know this is going already. She was beautiful. She was a doctor. Okay. Had her own money, had her own house, all these things. I was like, younger, was like barely 30. I was like, oh, this is potential. This is cool. And she was like, I believe in traditional man. Like, that's how I operate within my relationships, if it's a good woman. Yeah. And she was like, so like, what do you think about like getting a girl's nails done and her hair done and paying for her trips and manicures and pedicures and just all these things. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I haven't even met you in person yet. Right. So this is what I'm talking about, where like, there's confusion between like preference and like entitlement. And she feels like she's entitled to all of these things because of what? No one's really entitled to anything except respect. Right. So it's like, you want traditional man. So then I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I could see how you would bundle all that up into what a traditional man is. But like, what do you think a traditional woman is? This woman said, endless sex, taking care of the kids, going to yoga and Pilates and taking care of my body. That's a traditional woman to her. Oh, wow. That's a traditional woman to most women.
Yeah.
all of the things that women have to do to be able to keep up with all the other beautiful women. She said nothing about taking care of the house, preparing dinner, making sure I'm good, giving me a massage. Nothing, there was nothing traditional about her answer.
Right.
So why do men have to be traditional man, but y'all don't want to be traditional women? It's actually why I wore his outfit.
Right. Oh, yeah. Break down the outfit, because they might have a little confused. It's fly.
I mean, it's not like I wear this out, but like, y'all want both. You want to have your cake and you want to eat it too. So I'm giving you part traditional man, torso up.
Right.
And then the modern day man.
The hybrid, yeah.
The hybrid, you know, with the J's
everything.
from below. But in reality, the traditional man and the modern day man that's earning in the top 1%, there's going to be a clash of identity, because the traditional man values different things.
Yeah.
A modern day man is going to value making money and being a high earner and being able to do those things, but those things are just things.
Yeah.
They're like, how many divorces do we see with the man is rich as hell? Like, why did it end?
Yeah.
Look at the astronomer CEO making $20 million a year.
Everyone, you're okay? Oh, what?
I'm sure he was providing and taking care of and doing everything that all these women want done. What did he do? He still cheated.
Yeah, it's true.
Had all the money in the world. He was able to provide everything her and her kids needed.
Yeah.
Still wasn't enough for him.
Right.
Because I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee you, but I will say, like, I don't know. I can't speak on that, I guess, because I don't know if she was there before he made the money.
Yeah.
But maybe not. You know what I mean? She looked a little younger and whatnot, so he probably scooped her up. Was like, oh, this is someone good to procreate with and have some kids with. But like, when you have that, when you're making that kind of money, it doesn't really mean anything to you if you weren't building with him from scratch. That's why LeBron's still with his wife.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's still with his wife. These people that come from here and build to a certain level, they stay loyal to the people that were there with them when they had nothing.
Right.
When LeBron had nothing, his girl was still with him.
Yeah.
So the traditional man that y'all want values those things way more than the women that care about aesthetics and looks and status and all these other things that the modern world thinks are way more important than the things that actually matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a traditional man, then be a traditional woman.
Yeah.
And if you can't be a traditional woman, you're gonna get the modern day man.
Yeah, I agree. I think the whole concept of traditional man and woman is always such a debatable topic, because everybody defines it based on their convenience.
Absolutely.
So, we say, oh, I want a traditional woman that do X, Y, Z, and there's some generalities behind it. Traditional woman being nurturing, taking care of the household, like catering to a man's, physical needs, sexual needs, and whatnot. But we do, we've add caveats on it, and gotta go 50-50, and women will do the same. I want a man that pays all the bills, and he has to be nurturing and stuff. And I think we place way too much expectations on one human being. It's very important to have a network of friends that can supplement things you're not gonna get from your partner. You're not gonna get everything from a partner. Your goal is to, I call it the 80-20 rule. Actually, the girl I'm with now said that. She's like, it's the 80-20 rule. You
told me that,
at least 80% of
yeah.
your needs met. The 20% is the reason why they're human. The 20% is the growth that they have to fulfill over time, and hopefully you're a part of that growth. But to expect 100% from one human being is just not, feasible. So I think we live in a world where we look on Instagram, we see somebody who portrays to have the perfect relationship, and we think that, oh well, I'm a good girl too. I should be able to have that same thing. Fly me on trips, treat me well, not knowing the inner workings of that relationship. Because we know the brand is all about polishing on that polished version of what's happening. And instead of focusing on the image and what things look like and the status, you should really focus on how that person just makes you feel. And I think if you start there, I think part of what you were saying with the dating with the girl on a hinge, what people say first normally insinuates what they care about the most. So if she says, hey, can you pay for this, take me on trips and all that, because that's what she's looking for in a relationship. over character, over like, can you actually communicate with me
Exactly.
properly? Can we grow? So that just lets you know off top she has superficial values. And I think that a lot of people are becoming more superficial
Yes,
because
they are.
they care more about the image than the quality of the relationship. So I think high frequency is character, how someone makes you feel, trust, loyalty, building together, collaboration, partnership. Low frequency is cars, money, trips, images. And here's the thing, you're not wrong. Like high frequency people still want nice things. It's not like, oh, I don't want nice things. I don't want to make a lot of money. It's like, no, we still value those things, but those things are not more valuable than character.
Exactly.
And I think character is what creates a sustainable relationship. Material things and superficiality creates a good time and a short time.
Well, I just thought of this right now when you said that. Like, think about the material things. It's cyclic, just like that materialistic relationship's gonna be. It's gonna be cycles. It's gonna be 3 months, 6 months, whatever. I've had the reins and that, like I change my cars out every 3 years. I get a little lease and I change it out because I want the newest thing. I change my iPhone out every year. I want the newest iPhone. I want the better iPhone. So if you treat your relationship like material things, you're gonna dismiss them like you do material things.
When the upgrade comes
when
out,
my
and
upgrade
the better
comes
chick
out,
come
or
out.
my shoes get stepped on, I'm gonna buy some new ones. I'll get some new ones. I just keep upgrading.
Yeah.
So if you treat your relationship like that, you're gonna get upgraded.
Let me upgrade you.
And not the good way. Like you're gonna get downgraded and he's gonna upgrade.
Exactly.
That's why you should be trying to build and find someone with substance that you connect with on a deeper level. It's asinine to me. It's ass backwards, actually. You know, I just don't understand where that. I mean, I know it came from social media and it's just been perpetuated over years, but I just don't understand how women can be so intelligent but miss that. Like, not understand that a high frequency man or a high valued man is going to not value you if you don't bring value.
Yeah.
It's really simple. I'm not going to hold on to someone that doesn't bring me peace, happiness, and value in some sort of way. And it doesn't have to be financially or monetarily. So I think women should shift that mindset and like, what does that man give you outside of the material things which he could give? And that's another thing. These men that they want, they can buy 10, 15, 20 girls a couple dozen roses. Take every girl on a trip. Like the things they're doing for you, that's just part of their that's just their subset of the way they treat all of their women. Like, you're not special.
Right.
You're special for a moment or for a season or for a few weeks or a few months, maybe even a few years. But as soon as he gets tired of you, he's gonna swap your ass out if you're not bringing real value to his life. You're just taking, and eventually, whether a man has millions of dollars or he's making 70,000, if a woman's just taking, eventually we're gonna be like, nah. I can't, doesn't matter how much money you're making. It's like, this isn't sustainable, this isn't healthy for me. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm just giving.
It really just comes down to this. Low frequency people attract low frequency people. So for example, people that are, worried about the image, like what we're talking about, the money, the material things, the lifestyle, that's low frequency, right? Those are the things you can see, that's the tangible, that's the image, so that you can uphold a certain status. They're gonna attract men that feel the same way. So in other words, you're objectifying a man because of his money and his power. He's gonna objectify you for your looks and your sex.
1000%.
These things are very volatile. His money could go down, your sexual attraction could go down. If any one of those things go down, which in a lifetime span will happen.
100%.
It will most likely, everybody goes through ebbs and flows, even with finances. And looks for sure with women, and humans descend over time. So you get a frequency match, you're objectifying him because of what he can do. He's gonna objectify you for your looks, and like you said, to your point, the moment you don't hit that threshold anymore, you're not the youngest, most attractive, and he knows, like, I have other options, and you didn't bring anything intangible to the table, I'll just get a more attractive chick.
That's all that's gonna happen.
Just upgrade. So,
and I think that's fair. If you want to objectify men for his finances, then you're gonna get objectified for your
And I guarantee
body.
you that's exactly what's been happening. Because, Sarah is an amazing woman. Like, from an aesthetic standpoint, but
she has it all.
For some reason, she's not in a real relationship because the people she's choosing think just like her. And in the moment, they're like,
Exactly.
I have better options. I found a better chick. She's
Yep.
more attractive. She doesn't travel the world. She
Yep.
doesn't have many restrictions. And she's just a little bit hotter. I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. They're pivoting and stuff, and it doesn't make her a bad person. It's just when you choose a partner that can't possibly see the value you're bringing outside of your looks, it's just not gonna work long term.
And I will say this, there's a difference between men that get to a certain level and women that get to a certain level. Men that get to a certain level are givers. Women that get to a certain level, it's mine.
Yes.
Right? At
Yes.
least from what I've seen, and I'm not saying this is Sarah or all women, but the women that I've seen that are very successful and make a lot of money or successful in their career, like they don't want to give any of that away.
Yeah.
They don't want to share any of that success with their partner. It's theirs. But they still expect the partner to take care of them.
Yeah.
Despite their success. And that to me is crazy. Like I want a partnership. If my woman makes paintings for a living and maybe she only clears $50,000 a year, but I'm making 7 figures or high 6 figures, whatever, like I'm not gonna expect her to be able to go half and half with me or anything. I'm making enough money to take care of us. But it's still a partnership, so I would still expect her to bring something to this dynamic, to this relationship, in whatever way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be financially, but some kind of way, you know? And I think like even the women that get men that are high value and have the money to take care of them, like you lose yourself. What are you doing to better yourself? Because when he inevitably drops your ass, what do you have outside of the Birkin bag and the Louis bag and the trips?
Right.
What have you built? What have you done for yourself? Did you start a business? Did you take advantage of this opportunity and start something you're passionate about so that if this ends, you at least got something out of it? Or are you just there for the short-term benefits of what you can get? Because you're just gonna bounce to the next man that can give you the same thing. Pay your rent for a few months, take you on some trips, and then you just like, that's prostitution. Like to me, that's
indirectly
that's more prostitutive, if that's even a word. That's more prostitution than flying a woman out. To me, like that woman wants to come out and wants to enjoy time with a man for a weekend, but you're like choosing like, nah, he has to do X, Y, and Z and do all these things for me to stay in this relationship. I need to receive all of these things to give him my body because you're not giving him anything else because he already has it all. So what are you giving him? Sex. For what?
In exchange for objects.
In exchange for things. I just don't see how that's been
normalized,
perpetuated and normalized as okay. Like if my sister was out here just gallivanting around with men that made money and just getting gifts and just fly, like I would be like, what are you doing? Like think about the women that like as a man, like if that was your mother or your sister or someone you loved or your best friend that was like that's how they were moving. You'd be like, what are you doing? Why? That's all you care about? But these women don't, I guess they don't have anybody checking them because so many of their friends think the same way. They just think the same way.
I mean, I think it's partly genetic and primal instinct, which is women are very rooted in safety, so they're thinking from a resource standpoint. So in other words, you know, with the whole like, where can you take me? What can you provide me? I think they're always playing for keeps. So it's like, so if this don't work out, at least I got the trips, the money, the bags and stuff versus like, I'm gonna make it work out because we're gonna have a partnership where I add so much value to your life that you're not gonna wanna get rid of me. And I think, unfortunately, we live in a Western society where it's about how much can I extract from this man with minimal input versus like how much value can I add to this man's life so that I'm irreplaceable. And that's the part that they're missing. It's not that they're wrong for wanting a successful, ambitious, resourceful guy, but men that have more resources have more options. If they have more options, they have higher standards. If they have higher standards and you can't reach those standards, you're extremely expendable. And they can't see why they keep getting rid of them, why these men are discarding them. But they're discarding you because the standards and the options are higher. So it's not that you're wrong, but just understand that when you go to this level of the game, where the guy's already on top of the mountain, you need to be on top of the mountain with your looks. your whatever resources and things you got going, and the intangibles, which a lot of people just don't have. The integrity, the loyalty, the communication skills, the being able to read him even when he acts like he's happy, but he's really going through something, and pour into him on a spiritual level. A lot of people just don't have that when they have superficial values because they don't pay attention to the intangibles.
And that's just all ego. You think your looks are enough to compensate for what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
And you think you're the baddest one out there, and you're not. You're not. There's always gonna be someone more handsome than me. There's always gonna be someone more beautiful than you. It just is what it is. So what else do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
I'll take a hyper intelligent woman that's a 7.5 over a 10 any day, because she's bringing something to me that the 10 more than likely doesn't bring. Not that she's not smart enough to bring it, but she thinks that her looks compensate for it, so she thinks she doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And she might have a bigger brain, but she's like, I don't need to use it because I'm fly, I'm sexy, I'm here. It's like, just because you're beautiful does not give you the right to objectify men or think that you deserve the world. You have to earn it. Just the same way this man earned making 7 figures.
Yeah.
You earned it. Work for it. Work to keep it so that you don't get discarded. Because if you work to keep it, you'll probably be able to keep it if it was a good man. Right. You know what I mean? Selection process is still important, but like, hey, the choice is yours. As that movie with the guy on a little tricycle, or Saw. The choice is yours. So it's like, man, it's just, some women are not gonna like this conversation, but guess what? Those women don't wanna grow. Yeah. They don't have the right mentality, and they're gonna stay in that little pool, that little cycle, and just keep doing it. And listen, I think we're in a place where some women, they're gonna hear this and be like, I don't care about. And I just want to get what I can get out of a man and when he doesn't want to be with me, cool, I'll go to the next. And they're okay with that. And if that's where you are, fine. How about it? Yeah. But if that's happening to you and you don't understand why, we're here telling you understand that this is why. Yeah. Yeah. The table that you all think doesn't matter, what do you bring to the table? It matters to a man making 70,000 or a man making 7 million. Right. It matters to both of them. It's just going to be a different process, a different experience, but it still matters.
Right. All right, so sexy homework for the week. Ask yourself this question. What's driving your dating expectations? Is it rooted on the image, or is it rooted in truth, a true connection? Then ask yourself this question. Would you rather date someone who looks good on paper or someone who feels good in real life?
Before we continue, this episode is brought to you by mentalhealthcards.com. Trust me, these aren't your average affirmations. These are conversation starters, whether it be for you, your family, friends, spouse, kids, because sometimes the hardest part of healing is knowing how to talk about it.
That's real. And the thing is, these cards are actually a gentle, non-invasive way to actually open up without feeling like you're in a therapy session.
Exactly.
They're sexy, they're smart, they work.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and to Sarah and to anyone who feels the same way she does and has achieved that level of success, it is okay to have standards. You've earned it and you deserve it, but just make sure those standards come from your soul and not your social feed.
Also, remember to like, subscribe, comment, add your feedback, share with a friend, turn on notifications.
This is Secrets of Sexy, where we check the ego, protect the peace, and keep love realer than your dream board. Peace.